Welcome, Aquarius, to In-Depth Weekly Astrology Overview and Zodiac Forecast for week commencing the 9th of March for the Ascendant, the Sun, or the Moon. I'm going to share with you the big themes of the week, first of all. Then on screen, your event chart on Monday, unpack that. Always influential as a backdrop, then go through each of those influences frame by frame to give you a clear picture by the end of the week for your relationship, financial, energetic, and career prospects. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundell. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so now and help it to continue to thrive. This is a week when Jupiter, the planet of growth, goes direct on Wednesday. And that is going to attract a lot of attention, rightly. Over the last 4 months, Jupiter has been treading water in the part of your scope to do with your work, your obligations, and it may have just dimmed your physical vitality too. Through to the end of June, a great opportunity to get on the front foot all around all those themes. But as last week came to a close, your traditional ruler Saturn was in a tight embrace with Venus, the planet of charm, but also the planet of relating and money. And they're still very close as we come into the new week. What's the significance? And also, as the week goes on, although Venus does inch away from the clutches of Saturn, it's actually going to forge a truly significant link to a very powerful player, Pluto, in your sign. And an incredibly important conversation could occur from the middle of this week in the following 10 days. I'll share all about that. By the end of the week, however, the retreating Mercury in retrograde itself does meet the advancing Mars on Sunday. That can create a degree of tension. I'll unpack that for you too. So on the screen is your event chart, Aquarius. And the thing that we've got to be mindful of straight away, the most northerly player in the chart is the moon. It's in the sign of Scorpio, which can be complex, but it's in the 10th house. If there are any politics around your work, the opposition to your modern ruler on Monday could see you feeling a bit edgy, and it will be more difficult to disguise how you feel, particularly as Venus so close to Saturn, your traditional ruler. If there is something you've been discussing or thinking about, it may be difficult not to see your glass as having been half empty. But just know as this week goes on, a more dynamic dimension is developing for Venus. And also know that on Monday, if you are talking or thinking about finance, although Mercury is retrograde, it's forging a stunning link with Jupiter. Still retrograde at that time, but that can help you to be more in touch with the feeling dimension of any practical situation that you're discussing and trying to look at it in a more upbeat way, despite the fact that Saturn could be seeing you a little on the serious side. But that brings us to Wednesday and Jupiter going direct. And if you have just felt a little bit below par from now through to the end of June, it's a great chance to be very dynamic. If you're looking for a job, if you're wanting to, in some ways, do something more virtuous as far as your health, fitness, or diet are concerned, Jupiter will help you to download a lot of information and knowledge, but also give you the enthusiasm to really get on the front foot. But Venus from Wednesday links to Pluto in your sign. And Pluto is the closest player to any angle. So it's encouraging you to still evolve as an individual, but your words take on enormous power from the middle of this week. And the way you express yourself is something that can have quite the impact, whether it is in your love life, whether it is professionally, despite the fact that Mercury, the planet of words and of messages, is still in retrograde. By Friday, Mars moves forwards and links with the North Node. If you do get a hunch around a business idea, you may be in the mood to follow it. But by the end of the week, Mars and Mercury meet. If someone isn't being fair around something that you hold dear, it may be a personal value, it could be a financial matter, you're going to be much more assertive. but it's just important to make sure that you're really clear on your facts. Not that you're deliberately going to mislead someone. It's just Mercury is detrimented in Pisces and can be a bit bogged down in the more emotional dimension of that sign. So if you are going to get a bit firmer, it's important to be really clear on what you're saying. So to recap, I feel as far as your health and energy are concerned, Jupiter going direct is really helpful. As far as your work is concerned, if you have felt a bit inhibited recently, the fact that Jupiter and Mercury on Monday are aligning well suggests you should still keep things going, but be in touch with how they feel. It is true that Venus applying or in that conjunction with Saturn early in the week may make you feel a bit tongue tied or a little unsure about your ideas and what you want to say. But I also feel that you could feel a little bit nervous on Monday. But as the week goes on, I feel you can gain traction and you can articulate yourself with real meaning and in a way that other people know is also very sincere, with Venus connecting to Pluto. And the alliances that you've got of any kind that are really important and real are going to show up strongly. And by the end of the week, I think you're going to be quite feisty if you need to stand up your point of view around a financial matter. It's been a pleasure being with you. If you've yet to watch your March deep dive forecast, please see that on screen. If you've yet to watch your Venus in Aries video, please see that. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, please see my testimonials below. And also, you can order your personal horoscopes, fantastic value, very accurate, totally unique to each person. If you apply Astro 26 at the checkout for Natal, you'll get 50% off. If you want the Karmic Soul version, please choose Draconic and apply Draco 26 and you get 50% off there. Have a great week, Aquarius. All the best and goodbye.